Have you ever thought about the stark differences between narcissism and empathy? Two opposing facets of human nature, each playing a distinct role in our relationships and interactions. Let's delve into the unique characteristics that set these two apart. Narcissism paints a picture of grandiosity, a sense of self-importance that takes center stage. Picture someone who constantly seeks admiration, who has a lack of empathy for others, and who feels a sense of entitlement. This is an individual who will often exploit others for personal gain, placing their needs and desires above all else. Their charm and charisma may be captivating, but beneath the surface, their interactions are marked by a focus on their own achievements and an inability to connect with others on a deeper emotional level. On the flip side, we have empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. This trait is the key to compassion and concern for the well-being of those around us. Empathetic individuals are in tune with the needs of others, providing support, comfort, and understanding. They see situations from multiple perspectives, demonstrating a genuine concern for others, often prioritizing the needs of those around them over their own. When it comes to relationships, these two traits create contrasting dynamics. Narcissists may struggle to form deep, meaningful connections due to their self-centered nature and inability to truly understand and validate the emotions of their partners. Empathetic individuals, on the other hand, are often sought after as they are able to create strong, supportive, and authentic relationships based on understanding and compassion. Behaviorally, narcissists often lack accountability, blaming others for their own shortcomings. Empathetic individuals, however, are more likely to take responsibility for their behavior and its impact on others. And while narcissists seek admiration and praise, empathetic individuals find satisfaction in helping and supporting others without the need for external validation. From a psychological perspective, narcissism is often classified as a personality disorder, while empathy is considered a crucial component of healthy emotional and social functioning. Understanding the dynamics between these two traits can provide valuable insights into human behavior and relationships. These two traits, narcissism and empathy, have a profound impact on our relationships and interactions with others. This understanding can be a powerful tool in fostering healthier, more understanding, and compassionate interactions. Narcissism is more than just self-love. It's a complex trait with many facets. Let's delve into the labyrinth of narcissistic traits. The cornerstone of narcissism is an inflated sense of self-importance. Picture a person who sees themselves as the sun around which all other planets revolve. They believe they are special, unique, and superior, often without the accomplishments to back up such grandiose self-perceptions. This sense of superiority can lead to an air of arrogance, with the narcissistic individual often looking down on those they perceive as inferior. Alongside this self-importance, narcissists typically have an insatiable need for admiration. It's as though they are in the desert and admiration is their water. They crave constant praise and recognition, and they are often preoccupied with fantasies of unlimited success, power, brilliance, beauty, or ideal love. These fantasies serve as a mirror reflecting the grandiose image they have of themselves. Now, let's consider a case study. Imagine a colleague. Let's call him John. John often dominates conversations, turning every discussion back to his own accomplishments. He has an inflated sense of his own abilities, often taking credit for team achievements and dismissing the contributions of others. John reacts poorly to criticism, often lashing out or blaming others when things don't go his way. He seems to exist in a perpetual quest for praise and recognition, and shows little genuine interest in the feelings or perspectives of others. This brings us to another key trait of narcissism, a lack of empathy. This is not to say that narcissists can't recognize or understand the emotions of others, but rather that they struggle to genuinely care about these feelings. This lack of empathy often manifests as a disregard for the needs and desires of others, unless they align with the narcissist's own interests. Narcissists often view others as tools to be used in their pursuit of personal gratification. Returning to our case study, John often dismisses the feelings of his colleagues, showing little concern for their workload or stress levels. He expects others to conform to his plans and gets frustrated when people don't meet his unrealistic expectations. Despite his charm and charisma, John's relationship seems superficial, marked by his self-focus and inability to truly connect with others on an emotional level. As we can see, narcissism goes beyond mere self-centeredness. It's a deep-seated inability to connect with others. It's a world painted in hues of me, myself, and I, where others exist merely as extras in the grand movie of their life. But remember, understanding narcissism is the first step towards recognizing and dealing with it in our lives. After all, knowledge is power. Unlike narcissism, empathy is about understanding and sharing the feelings of others. It's a quality that allows us to feel with, not just for, those around us. It's akin to stepping into someone's shoes, seeing the world through their eyes, and feeling what they might be feeling. But let's delve a little deeper. Empathy isn't just about understanding others' emotions. It's about resonating with them. Imagine a friend tells you about a heartbreaking experience they've had. An empathetic response isn't just understanding their sadness, it's feeling a twinge of that heartbreak yourself. It's a shared experience that says, I'm here with you, and I understand. Empathy also extends to the ability to provide support and understanding. It's not just about feeling the same emotions, but responding to them in a supportive way. In the face of someone's distress, the empathetic person doesn't just understand the pain, they reach out, they comfort, they reassure. They become a pillar of support because they can feel the weight of the other person's burden. Let's consider a case study to illustrate this. Picture two friends, Alice and Betty. Alice has just gone through a devastating breakup and is feeling lost and heartbroken. Betty, being empathetic, doesn't just offer a sympathetic ear. She feels Alice's pain. She shares in her sorrow, but she also becomes a source of comfort. She reassures Alice that it's okay to feel this way, that it's okay to grieve. She validates Alice's feelings, making her feel seen and understood. This is empathy in action. Another aspect of empathy is its selfless nature. Empathy often involves putting the needs and feelings of others before our own. It's not about us, it's about them. It's about understanding their world, their perspective, and their feelings. It's about being there for them, even if it means putting our own needs on the back burner for a while. Consider another case study. Meet Charlie, a doctor working in a busy hospital. Every day, he encounters patients dealing with a range of illnesses and difficulties. Charlie doesn't just treat their physical ailments, he also resonates with their emotional struggles. He takes the time to understand their fears, their anxieties, their hopes. He puts his patients' needs above his own, often working long hours and going beyond the call of duty to provide the best care possible. This is the selflessness inherent in empathy. In a world that often feels divided and disconnected, empathy serves as a bridge, linking us to each other through shared understanding and emotion. It's more than just a trait. It's a way of being, a way of relating to others that brings us closer together, that fosters connection, compassion, and humanity. Empathy is a powerful trait. It allows us to connect with others on a profound level. It's not just about understanding others, but about feeling with them, sharing in their experiences, and providing the support and understanding they need. It's about being human together. The way we relate to others is heavily influenced by our level of narcissism and empathy. When we dive into the realm of relationships, these two contrasting traits can significantly shape how we connect with others. Narcissism, with its self-focused lens, often creates barriers to forming deep, meaningful bonds. Narcissists may find it challenging to move beyond superficial interactions, often because they struggle to see beyond their own needs and desires. They may appear charming and charismatic, but underneath that veneer is a lack of genuine understanding and validation of their partner's emotions. Imagine a relationship with a narcissistic partner. It's like being in a one-way street where your feelings, thoughts, and concerns are often overlooked or dismissed. The relationship orbits around the narcissist's world, where their achievements, interests, and needs take center stage. This dynamic can leave their partners feeling unheard, invalidated, and emotionally exhausted. On the flip side, empathy in relationships acts like a bridge connecting hearts and minds. Empathetic individuals can perceive and resonate with their partner's emotions, creating an environment of mutual understanding and respect. They are often the ones who offer a listening ear, a comforting word, or a supportive shoulder, fostering a sense of emotional safety within the relationship. Consider a relationship with an empathetic partner. It's like walking hand in hand, where your emotions are acknowledged, your perspectives are valued, and your well-being matters. This relationship dynamic nurtures emotional intimacy, mutual respect, and a strong bond of trust and affection. However, it's essential to remember that no one is purely narcissistic or purely empathetic. We all carry a mix of these traits, and it's the balance between them that determines the health of our relationships. It's about acknowledging and addressing our narcissistic tendencies while nurturing our capacity for empathy. It's also worth noting that while empathy is a desirable trait, excessive empathy without boundaries can lead to emotional exhaustion and burnout. Therefore, striking a balance between empathy for others and self-care is crucial. As we've seen, empathy fosters deep connections, while narcissism can create barriers in relationships. Our behaviors are a mirror of our traits. How does narcissism and empathy reflect in our actions? Let's dive into the behavioral differences between narcissism and empathy. It's no secret that our actions can reveal our inherent traits, and this is especially true when it comes to narcissism and empathy. A person with narcissistic tendencies might often display a lack of accountability. They might blame others for their own shortcomings, refusing to accept responsibility for their actions. Imagine a colleague who, after missing a deadline, blames everyone else on the team instead of acknowledging their own procrastination. This tendency to deflect blame is a common trait among narcissists. On the other side of the spectrum, individuals with strong empathetic traits are more likely to take responsibility for their behavior and its impact on others. They are aware that their actions have consequences that affect those around them. In the same scenario, an empathetic colleague would likely apologize for missing the deadline, acknowledging the inconvenience caused to the team. Another key difference lies in how these two types of individuals seek validation. Narcissists often desire admiration and praise. They might constantly seek recognition for their achievements, regardless of how big or small. Imagine a friend who constantly needs to be the center of attention, always steering the conversation towards their own accomplishments. Contrastingly, empathetic individuals derive satisfaction from helping and supporting others without the need for external validation. They might volunteer their time, lend a listening ear, or offer a helping hand without expecting anything in return. Think of a friend who's always there for you, not because they want something in return, but because they genuinely care about your well-being. It's important to remember that these behaviors are not set in stone. People can learn and grow, and with self-awareness and effort, narcissistic individuals can learn to be more empathetic, and empathetic individuals can learn to set boundaries to protect themselves from exploitation. Our actions truly do speak louder than words, especially when it comes to narcissism and empathy. Let's delve into the psychological perspectives on narcissism and empathy. From the viewpoint of psychology, narcissism is often classified as a personality disorder. It's a condition characterized by an inflated sense of self-importance, an intense focus on oneself, and a deep need for excessive attention and admiration. Narcissistic individuals often struggle with empathy, finding it difficult to recognize and respond to the needs and feelings of others. This lack of empathy can lead to problematic relationships and interactions, as the narcissistic individual may exploit or disregard others in their pursuit of personal gratification. Conversely, empathy is heralded in psychology as a cornerstone of healthy emotional and social functioning. It's the ability to understand and share the feelings of others, to step into someone else's shoes and see the world from their perspective. This emotional intelligence fosters meaningful connections and relationships, promotes altruistic behavior, and is vital to our social fabric. In fact, empathy is so valuable that it's often a key focus in psychological therapy and counseling. Therapists work to cultivate empathy in their clients, helping them to understand and validate the emotions of others. This can be particularly challenging when dealing with individuals who exhibit narcissistic traits, as they may struggle to move beyond their self-focused viewpoint. However, it's important to note that narcissism, like all personality traits, exists on a spectrum. Not all narcissistic individuals have a personality disorder, and not all lack empathy entirely. Some may simply have stronger self-focused tendencies, and with awareness and effort, they can learn to foster empathy and build healthier interpersonal relationships. By understanding the interplay between narcissism and empathy, we can gain a deeper insight into human behavior. We can see how these traits shape our interactions and relationships, influencing everything from our closest personal bonds to our social and professional networks. This understanding can help us to nurture empathy within ourselves and others, and to recognize and address narcissistic tendencies when they arise. Understanding the dynamics between narcissism and empathy can provide valuable insights into human behavior. Let's recap the important points we've covered today. We've explored two contrasting aspects of human behavior: narcissism and empathy. Narcissism, characterized by a grandiose sense of self-importance and a lack of empathy, often leads to self-centered behavior and an inability to form deep, meaningful connections. Narcissists may struggle with accountability and often seek admiration and praise. On the other hand, empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of others, is crucial for healthy emotional and social functioning. Empathetic individuals are often sought after for their ability to create strong, supportive, and authentic relationships based on understanding and compassion. They are more likely to take responsibility for their actions and their impact on others, deriving satisfaction from helping and supporting others without the need for external validation. Remember, empathy fosters connection, while unchecked narcissism can create barriers. We all have the capacity to cultivate empathy and manage narcissistic tendencies for healthier relationships and a better understanding of ourselves and others. Moving forward, it's important for us to recognize these traits within ourselves and others. We all have the capacity to exhibit both narcissistic and empathetic behaviors. The key is to strike a balance, to manage our self-centered tendencies while nurturing our ability to empathize with others. Remember, it's not about labeling people as narcissists or empaths, but instead about understanding these behaviors as parts of a spectrum that we all fall on at different times and in different situations. By becoming more self-aware, we can consciously choose to cultivate empathy and manage narcissistic traits for healthier relationships and a more fulfilling interaction with the world around us. And finally, if you found this video helpful and want to learn more about such topics, please consider subscribing to this channel. Your support will allow us to continue providing you with educational content that can help you navigate your path to personal growth and understanding. Thank you for watching.